Today is one of the most important topics of all: how to succeed in life. How to succeed in things that you want to achieve, with the goals that you have set. There's a lot of ways to achieve that, but I heard a lot of times that the number one thing that you need to do is take action. Take action, take action, take action. But I could tell you that taking action is not enough. And I will share three things that you need to do to succeed in life. And one of those three things is action. You need to take action. Second thing is reflection. So you need to reflect. And third thing is learning. So that means we still need to learn and improve. Taking action is not always the best way to learn. So sometimes we need to learn different ways. So sometimes people do that is false, is that they allocate 100% to action, 100% to reflection, 100% to learning. And what it does, so that means when you worked on 100% of taking actions, you're running that momentum. You're running very, very fast. You have a momentum. Everything it seems going well, and then you get tired, and then you move fully to reflection, and you think about all the things that you did and all the things that didn't work, and you finally figure out all the mistakes that you did. Because a lot of times when we do 100% of action, I'm guilty of that. When you do 100% of action, you do not see yourself making mistakes. So that means you keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over until you finally stop and you move to reflection. So that is false, and it doesn't allow you to succeed in life as fast as you could. So what we need to do, so now we move from 100% to action, we move to 80% of action, 10% on learning, and 10% on reflection. So that means we constantly learning something, we constantly taking action and constantly reflecting. So that means if we allocate, let's say we have 10 hours, we have allocating 80% of our efforts to taking actions, 10% on learning, and 10% on reflection. So that means 8 hours to action, 1 hour for learning, and 1 hour for reflecting. And then I think I truly believe that you're able to grow much faster, because you always taking action, always reflecting, and always learning new things that you could improve and move forward. But sometimes, even though that you still allocate some time to reflecting and learning, sometimes it's still not enough. So that 80% is overwhelming you. So what you need to do, a lot of times people want to stop full action, but no, the best way is to do that, you slow down. You do not stop, you slow down. So that means from 80% you move to 10%. So that means at this point you take 10% of action, 80% of reflection, and 10% of learning. So that means you now took a lot of action for long term. So now you reflect for a couple days, really for all the things about your vision, about your goals, about all the things that you did well, all the mistakes, all the strengths. And after that, when you reflect on all things, then you move to learning. So that means you allocate 80% on learning, 10% of action, and 10% of reflection. So when you learn new skills, new different ways, you learn from guidance and learning different ways on different skills and different knowledge, then what you do, you go back to action. You go back to 80% of action, 10% on learning, and 10% of reflection. And now because you learned, reflected, you are much more committed. You're able to take that action with more commitment and conviction, and you're able to be more consistent. So now, because you never stopped, you still was always with a 10% of action, now you're able to go back and jump back into momentum. And that is very helpful. A lot of times when people stop, they need to start and stop, and that's really is very hard, because sometimes you need to lift that rocket up. And now because you never stopped that train, you just jump in and move forward. And I truly believe this is the fastest way to succeed, because you always need to make sure that you always reflect, you always learn, and you take action constantly. And when you're able to do that, success is close, and it's closer than you think. I hope you will choose to win, and see you tomorrow.